Hello my crafty friends, this is Monica from Allsewpetite. In previous video I showed you how to draft recessed zipper pattern piece and how to amend an existing pattern that doesn't have a facing. And in this tutorial I will show you how to stitch the recessed zipper and add it to your back lining. So if this is something you would like to learn, then keep on watching. To make the recessed zipper you would need to cut your zipper casing pieces. So I have 2 from external fabric and 2 of them from my lining fabric. Then I also have my external facings. So these are the side facings, these are the front and back facings, and then I have my lining, the side gusset and front and back lining pieces. When you are sewing recessed zipper, you're going to have to finish the end of your zipper. So you can either use a scrap of fabric to do that, or you can use a zipper end. To make your recessed zipper, you will take your zipper casing pieces and with wrong sides together, we're going to fold one shorter edge by 1 centimeter and press it with an iron. And we're going to do that on all 4 pieces. So put this aside for a second, then take your zipper and you're going to fold the edge of your zipper by 90 degrees. So what you need to do is to fold the zipper onto itself just like that. And then you can bring that folded edge here. So pinch it and bring it towards the zipper teeth. So this way you have a nice 90 degrees angle here. I'm going to pin that. There we go. And then you can do that on the other side. Now you're going to take this to the machine and we're going to base the zipper about 2 millimeters from the edge just to hold everything in place. So then you're going to take your external zipper casing and we're going to measure 1 centimeter from that short edge, the unfolded edge. So one of those edges is folded, the other one is not. So we're going to measure 1 centimeter on the external pieces and you can just mark it. Then you're going to take your zipper and that folded edge of your zipper you're going to place at the notch. So with right sides together, flip the zipper so the zipper is facing down and that folded edge needs to be aligned at the notch. So line it up and then you can just clip the zipper along the entire edge here. Here we go. Then you're going to take this to the machine and we're going to base the zipper about 5 millimeters from the edge. Then you're going to take one of your lining pieces and with right sides together place it on top. So again, make sure that folded edge is at the end of your zipper. So when you have this folded edge here, you need to align them so those 2 folded edges are nice and lined up. And then you can just clip that lining piece on top. Now you're going to take this to the machine and we're going to sew that short edge using 1 centimeter seam allowance. And then we're going to stitch that longer edge using 7 millimeter seam allowance. Or use whatever seam allowance you added to your pattern piece. Okay, when you have this ready, you're going to trim the corner here to reduce the bulk. There you go, and then we can flip the panel right side out. Make sure you have a nice neat corner here. There we go. What I like to do is to just take this to the pressing station and press my seam nice and flat. Then you're going to line up those 2 remaining edges, clip them in place. Then you're going to take this to the machine and we're going to stitch around all 4 sides. And now you're going to repeat the steps for the remaining 2 pieces. So with right sides together, place the zipper on top. Again, make sure your folded edges are on the same side, so closer to the end of your zipper. So, and again, you're going to line up that folded edge of your zipper at the 1 centimeter notch, just like that. Align it along the long edge and clip everything together. Then you can baste that in place. Otherwise, take your lining piece and with right sides together, place it on top. So you're sandwiching the zipper between the external and lining piece, and move your clips to hold everything together. Then you're going to sew the short seam using 1 centimeter seam allowance and the long seam using 7 millimeter seam allowance. Here we go. Again, you're going to trim that corner, turn the zipper casing right side out, press your seam flat, and then top stitch around all sides. When you have this ready, you're going to fold the recessed zipper in half and find a midpoint. Do that on both sides. After that, you would take your front or back lining piece and center the recessed zipper on top. But because I have my lining at the angle and the top edge is shorter than my recessed zipper, I'm going to prep my lining pieces first. So to do that, I'm going to stitch the gussets on each side, and then I'll take my back piece and stitch the back piece to my sides as well. So I'm going to prep my lining and then I will show you how to attach the recessed zipper to it. At the same time, I'm going to do the same thing for my facings. So I'm going to stitch all the facing pieces together. Alright, I have my lining ready and my facing ready as well. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your recessed zipper and with right side facing up, so both the lining fabric and the recessed zipper are facing up, the right sides. You're going to center it at the front and the back. So we have our midpoints both on the lining pieces and on the recessed zipper. So line it up along that raw edge and then you can just clip that in place. And do that on the other side as well, so on the back. Now you're going to take this to the machine and we're going to baste the zipper casing in place. Then what you need to do is to open your zipper. That's why I like to use a nice long tail. So you're going to open the zipper so it's easier for you to line up the facing now. So take your facing and with the right sides together, we're going to line it up around the top edge here. So make sure you line up the bottom edge of your facing. So I like to just make a marking so I know which direction I have my facing, especially on sample like this when the fabric is not directional print and it might be a little bit confusing. So I have made a little arrow here so I know this is the bottom edge of my facing and that's the edge I need to align it. So I'm going to match my midpoints and with right sides together I'm going to line up the entire facing around the panel. And now all you need to do is to just take this to the machine and sew the seam using 1 centimeter seam allowance, or whatever seam allowance you have on your pattern pieces. Then what I like to do is to press the seam allowance down, so towards the lining piece. And what you can do now is just top stitch around that finished seam, all around the panel. And that's how you install a recessed zipper to your bag. So now go ahead and complete your project. Here we go. This is my completed bag with a recessed zipper. If you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know in the comments, and to see similar content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Stay crafty, friends!